Hey guys, it's Bren, and I'm here with my November empties, and you can see I've got my Christmas tree up, my little skinny silver Christmas tree. It's perfect though, I love it. I also will probably be back in less than a week with my 850 Bath & Body Works candle sale haul. Saturday is supposed to be 850 candle day. I have got a list of candles to get for me, for my mom, and for Josh, and I'm going in all alone. I'm going to be hauling out like 15 candles. That's usually the limit, but I do have two 15 off 40 coupons, which will make some of the candles only $5.50, which is a great deal. And how could I not take advantage of that? And then I've got a bunch of 10 off 30s too if I want even more than that. So I'll be back with that. But as for November empties, I have just a medium amount of stuff. But I have a funny story about one of these candles, which I'll get to. But first, I'll start with the only Yankee thing I have in this batch, and that is a small Pure Radiance iced cookie candle, crackling iced cookie. And I got this because Yankee sent out, they've been sending out a lot of promos for like almost free stuff. They sent out a $10 coupon, just you could use on anything if you spent more than $10. So I got one of these for like $5, $6, right? First I got Holly, and that had like no scent, no throw at all. Smells good cold, didn't smell like anything burning. What's my dog doing? Okay. She had to get comfortable. And I exchanged that for this one, hoping it would be a little bit better, and it's not. I mean, this one smells great. Still smells good. But I couldn't get any throw from it at all. I could only smell it when I walked right by it or like went like this. So, I'm just not having a lot of luck with Yankee at all lately. I posted a couple Yankee reviews not that long ago. And then I also picked up a medium Pure Radiance in creme brulee, and I didn't end up liking it. It was too sickening sweet mapley for me. I exchanged that for the mandarin one, and it smells great cold, but like no throw, like a 1 if that. So just bleh, done with you, Yankee. No throw on anything. Bleh. They burn well, the Pure Radiance, like they pool out and everything, but bleh. Bath & Body Works candles. Let's talk about those. I used up a Joy, my first Joy. I have one more. I'll probably get at least one more on Saturday. This candle, now you can see there's still a little bit left in the bottom. I probably could have gotten one more burn out of this, but I'm calling it quits because towards the very end, like right when it got to this range, it just started smelling gross. And that happens to these candles sometimes. The last like fourth of them, 10% of them, if you're lucky only, just kind of, they lose their sweetness and they start smelling kind of bitter and smoky. And this one just smelled like bleh, just bitter smoke. So it's done. But it smelled really great when it was starting. I think everybody knows by now that this is like a medium thrower. It's not super strong. It's like a 5. It's right there in the middle. You can smell it when you walk by it. It fills a small room, but not a big one. I wish it was stronger because I do love the scent, but it's just not. So that's why I'm not stocking up crazy style. Some people are though, which makes me think that this will come back next year because it seems to be a high seller for them. And I'm also not going to stock up for that reason, though, because it's had puny wick syndrome, and it has had the crappy little wicks with the dark centers, which just for me don't work well, and I've had to cotton ball this thing, and so I'm hoping maybe next year they'll come out with this candle again, and it'll have better wicks and perform better. But anyway, I used my first one. I like it enough still that, I'm buying a couple more. It just wasn't awesome. I also used up the Sweater Weather in the turquoise. I had purchased 2 of these, one to just have and keep and display because it's really pretty, and then one to burn, and I did use it up. I didn't find this version to be as strong as the yellow wax version, which I only had in a medium, but I felt like that was even stronger than this, but it's still pretty strong. I kind of got sick of this scent. It was new for me this year. I did a review on it. And so the last part of it I burned over at Josh's house. Now, it did really well over at his place. He has a big open floor plan and high ceilings. So you have to have strong candles there to smell them at all. But the ones that are almost too strong for my tiny apartment, I burn over there. And this one, it was kind of like starting to nauseate me here a little bit, but I liked it over there. Nothing really else much to say about that. That one performed fine to the end. No problems. And this jar, I will be cleaning it out and keeping it and using it for something because it is so pretty. All right, now here's my funny story and my last 3 wick that I used up this month. sugared lemons from the Winter Fresh Picked or Winter Market collection in 2013. Bath & Body Works always does a mid-December release. Last year it was the glittery lids. The year before that it was this line. This year it's going to be those destination candles, it looks like. And this is the same, though, as like limoncello and a lot of the other lemons that they've done. The lemon drop candy one from the Sweet Shop collection and all that too. No real difference, but it's a good one. You know, limoncello's good. It kind of borders on smelling like cleaner, but not in a bad way. Like, I don't mind my house smelling like clean lemon fresh, you know, after I mop with lemon. I use lemon like Pledge when I mop, but I actually like it. It's a little sweeter than that. I mean, it's a good one. But here's the story. So when I get almost done with a candle and I'm just kind of ready for it to be done, and I do this when I'm buying a lot more candles and I need to clear out room on my shelf to put more ones in, I give them to Josh because candles just disappear at his house because he will just light one and it'll just go all day. So if I ever am just like at the end of a candle and I'm like, here, use this up, next time I go over there, he will have finished it off. That's what I did with this one. Well, he's also trying to sell his house, and he had this candle going one day before a showing, and then he put it out and he left. And then I guess the people come, they look at the house, and then they leave notes. Well, some of the feedback that he got was, house smells too much like lemons. And I was just like, what? First of all, like, that's kind of a jerky thing to say because it's like a silly thing. It's not like a legitimate critique. I mean, but also like, well, okay, fine. If you buy the house, don't burn a lemon candle. But it also goes to show how strong the candles are, I guess, especially to an untrained nose. Sometimes I think that I burn so many candles that I get so used to them, but other people who don't have fragrance in their home, like, to them, it's really strong. Again, he's got a big old open floor plan, high ceilings, was burning this, blew it out, or, put it out, left. People came, just smells way too much like lemons in here. We don't want to buy this house. How dumb. I mean, it's better than it smelling like cat pee or mold or something. I mean, lemon smell. How dare you? But that's a good candle. They do pretty good lemon at Bath & Body Works. And then I used up some smaller stuff. Last year's Cranberry Pear Bellini medium size candle. This is quite different than the pomegranate Prosecco punch, even though many people thought those would be the same, and it's the same color. It's in the same type of collection this year. That one resembles sparkling pear Riesling more. This one, funny enough, actually, this one's a little more sour, I think, than the pomegranate Prosecco punch. This was always a really light thrower, but I did enjoy it, and I'm kind of sad that it's not back this year because, especially when I burned this little medium one, I was like, oh, I kind of want a big one now, and I don't have one. So that's the end of this one for me. Could come back in the future, though. Who knows? They have it in a wallflower this year, but not in a candle. So I had to say goodbye to that one. And that was my first medium-sized candle that wasn't a mason jar, I think. And then from like 2 years ago, I think, when they weren't even doing medium-sized candles, they were just doing these little 4-ouncers still. I had a champagne toast from back then, and because I got a champagne toast 3-wick this year, I got rid of the little one. But these things tunneled. I mean, these are nice because they don't really tunnel because they're a little smaller around. These always tunneled as this one did, for sure. So that was that. And, one more candle only. A teeny tiny pumpkin gingerbread mason jar. I still have half a 3-wick left in this scent. A lot of people were disappointed that this didn't come back this year. This was kind of like, I mean, it was very much gingerbready the way that a lot of their gingerbread soaps smell, but then like with some heirloom pumpkin mixed in there. And you don't really smell that at first, but if you smell heirloom pumpkin and then you smell this gingerbread candle, you're like, oh yeah, there's definitely a similar note in there. I will tell you, I had this little guy going, and then I also had a 3-wick frosted cupcake, and I had something else going too. What else was it? I had another like medium-sized candle going. I had 3 candles going, and the other 2 were bigger than this one. This is the one that I could smell. Like, just the tiny little mason jar. You hardly ever get anything out of these, but it actually throwed because this was a very strong scent. But sadly, that one's not back this year either. So this Empties video is kind of like of things of the past. Usually that's kind of how it is with me. They're either like really super past things that I'm going through the month because I'm trying to clear stuff out, or it's newer stuff because I've gotten a bunch of new stuff. So this just happens to be older. One wallflower I used. I've got a lot of wallflowers right now plugged in that are like almost done. And I should have went around and checked them before I started filming, but whatever. They'll be in the next Empties video. I used the pumpkin cheesecake wallflower. I have 2 more of these that I'll probably save for next fall because now I've moved on to holiday Christmas scents. But this was pretty good and it threw, you know, fine. And I hope that that candle comes back next year again too, with better performance, because this year's pumpkin cheesecake candle just... Okay, body care. Pumpkin spice latte hand cream from last year. Used that up. It did not come back this year, and I don't really care because I didn't really like it. I think a lot of people do like it. I've heard people go crazy about it, but for me, it kind of smelled bland and just kind of like a general spice, almost a little bit like cinnamon oatmeal or something like that, but I don't know. It's kind of blah to me. So, and it's kind of not the cutest either. So there was that. Now, this is interesting because it's not an empty, but I'm putting it in my empties video because it's turned disgusting and I have to throw it away. I've got some Vanilla Bean Noel cream. This is not last year, but probably the year before. I think this is 2 years old. You tell me if I'm wrong. It's either 2 or 3 years old, but I think it's only 2 years old. You might know some of you out there might know just by the packaging. I'm going to say it's 2 years old. And there's still, you know, quite a bit left, at least a third, maybe even half, but it has turned kind of funky. And that is what happens with the creams. The creams, maybe they'll still smell decent about a year after you've used them. If you're lucky, you get 2 years out of them, and then they all just really turn pretty nasty. I ordered a Rain-Kissed Leaves cream during a semi-annual sale, and it showed up at my house, and I took it back immediately because it was old stock that they had, and it just, that was the grossest lotion I've ever smelled. And this doesn't smell terrible right out of the bottle, but if I put it on, it's gotten to be kind of, it's almost like sour and musty. Like it's a mix of sour milk and an old musty basement. And yeah, it's not good at all. I have to get rid of it. And that's why I don't buy a lot of the creams. Because I have a Vanilla Bean Noel lotion. I just posted this on Instagram the other day. From like 2005, 2006 maybe. Again, some of you out there will see the packaging and know what year it was. But I'm going to estimate this was like 2006 purchase. And it still smells fine. It still goes on just like it did the day I bought it. It still has that creamy, good, caramely, delicious smell. The lotions, they just don't go bad. The creams go bad. So if you're like me and it takes you a while to go through things, because I have like a million different scents that I'm always using at once. If I just were like, I'm buying this cream, this is all I'm going to use for the next 2 months, then I'd probably use it up. But I don't use things up very fast because I'm always using different stuff. Don't get a lot of creams. I have some because I do like it. You know, it's good for like knees, elbows, hands, that kind of thing. But I tend to now buy lotions for like my body and like the little creams for like my hands and whatnot because these just, and I mean, I suppose these might go funky too, but they're smaller, so I use them up quicker. So anyway, this is going out with the Empties. Not this yet, though, because I bought like 10 of these, whatever year it was that I bought them, and I still have half of this left. So I'm almost to the point of needing more Vanilla Bean Noel, but not quite. Okay, a couple shower gels I used up. Iced Tangerine Mojito from that special shower gel collection where all these scents came out just in shower gels. I picked it up on sale. It's gone now. It was pretty good, I guess, you know. And then, man, you're going to see how hard my water is. I have the hardest water here I rent. There's really nothing I can do about it. Luckily, I grew up with hard water, so it doesn't bother me, but some people would be horrified by how, like, chalky this is from being just sitting in my shower for, like, over a year. But I finally used up a Comfort Pumpkin Latte and Marshmallow shower gel. This came out this year, but this is last year's version, so it took me, like, a year to go through this. Again, because I have, like, 7 different shower gels in my shower, and I use a different one every day, so it takes me a really long time to actually use one up. That's a strong one, though. If you like strong scented shower gels, it leaves a scent on you. Pretty decent. Random tiny pink chiffon body splash. I don't know where, or fine fragrance mist. I don't know where I got this or why I got this, but it's gone now. And then finally, pumpkin frost from last year. Well, I was sad this didn't come back this year because I really liked it, but it didn't smell like pumpkin to me. To me, this scent always smelled like Fruit Loops. I don't know, but I found it to be a really nice transition scent from like early winter, right around Thanksgiving time, like just kind of not quite ready to put out the Christmas holiday stuff, but like it's getting colder. And that's when I used this year. I had used one last year. I had purchased one for this year, and now it's gone. But it was a great scent. And then I have one more of these. So I do have one pocketback left. Look how messed up that label is. And this has a tiny little bit left in it. I might have to shake out. But I used up one of these pocketbacks too. So goodbye, pumpkin frost. And that's it. That's my November empties. Comment below if you have anything to say about anything. If you are selling your house, don't light a lemon candle right before you have a showing because people will throw a fit about it. And I'll be back hopefully next week with my 850 candle haul. I'll see you on Instagram. Thanks for watching. Bye.